You guys, we need to talk about Montgomery County, Maryland schools. It's not good. So, something has happened in Montgomery County schools and they are suddenly imploding and becoming a disaster. Well, we're going to talk today about 10 things that you need to know about Montgomery County Public Schools before you enroll your kiddo there. So, why has Montgomery County's one-time top school system fallen in the ranks? Well, the last couple years have not been good for Montgomery County schools in Maryland. It seems as though each day brought us another headline about MCPS, and they were not positive. What's happening? How's it going to affect your kiddos and your family? We're going to dive into that. I'm Melissa Terzis, DC Real Estate Mama. This is my channel. There's nobody doing videos like this in the DC area. I am out on the streets. I'm showing you exactly what it's like here. I dive really deep, DC, Maryland, and Northern Virginia, put all the information together for you, and there is no AI. We're not using ChatGPT and all that. So make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss new videos. All right, now, Montgomery County Public Schools, what happened to you? What's going on? The overarching theme for many of the problems come down to a few issues. Can they be fixed? Let's get to it. Number one, MCPS is, quote, air quotes, underfunded. Budget season just concluded and the Montgomery County Council approved $3.32 billion for the school system. The school board said, hey man, that's $30.5 million too short of what we need. Well, the powers that be at the county council say, sorry, there's just not enough tax dollars to fund what needs to be funded at the schools. Note to all, that means taxes will likely go up. County Executive Ehrlich says that the taxes in Montgomery County need to be structured like Virginia's jurisdictions, which uses special taxing districts to tax real estate development and commercial property. I mean, with every action, there's an equal reaction. So when that happens, developers are just going to raise prices, which is then going to take housing to be to an even more unaffordable place. But I digress. So why wasn't MCPS given the full amount requested? Well, the county council didn't think they needed it. Here's why. They felt the school system mismanaged their funds. They have the receipts to prove it, too. Often cited is the school's mismanagement of a bus contract that cost the school system millions of dollars. The county signed a contract to move to electric buses. That's so Maryland of you, by the way. The delivery of said buses was late and they had constant mechanical failures. The numbers are stupid. They wasted so much money on this and the bus contractor ultimately could not perform. So the whole thing was like a waste. Number two, then there's the leadership. Superintendent Monifa McKnight was in her position for about 2 years before she left, resigned, parted ways with MCPS, whatever term you want to use for this wasn't working. But don't cry for her, Argentina. The truth is she got a payout. $1.3 million went in her pocket. Yeah. No, I'm serious. Isn't that not wild? Like they have budget problems and anyway. Surprise! There's subsequently been a bill now proposed to limit superintendent termination payouts. Who is watching the cash register? I would like to know. And that is why Ehrlich said you don't need all that money. In the November elections, the voters actually pushed out 3 school board incumbents, bringing 3 new people into the school board positions. This was not a surprise, considering that many viewed the board as totally incompetent. Because how does a middle school principal with dozens of sexual harassment allegations against him get promoted? Ask McKnight and the old board. Never mind. Ask me. Number 3, the Beidelman scandal. So Joe Beidelman was a middle school principal who amassed like 25 different written complaints against him for sexual harassment and discrimination. The long story short is that he was then promoted to be a high school principal before he was fired. The long story long is online, and it's terrible. He harassed the crap out of a teacher for years because she would not sleep with him. I can't believe that people had to work under this guy after reading everything that he did. What a damn failure of an entire school system. If you have ever desired to work for someone who tells you you should just shave your pubic hair because you could sell it and make a killing, look this guy up because he'll probably hire you. Amazing. Oy, so Number 4, understaffed and losing critical staff. Well, there's a lack of funding for student needs, and the schools don't have educators and paraeducators necessary to accommodate student needs. Maybe they want to look at that bus contract. So some of these schools have staff that have turned over completely in the last couple years. I know teachers who are gold and they've left their position or are leaving because it is that bad. Imagine leaving before you can retire with a full pension. Like, that's how you know it's bad, you guys. All right, number 5. Do colleges still value MCPS students? I don't know. Word on the street is that the college professors actually know who went to MCPS because they show up at college totally unprepared. That's not good. All right, next up, crumbling buildings. So this is actually kind of funny because there was a meeting scheduled that parents and the community members were supposed to have with the county executive about the school system. And it was supposed to be at one of the middle schools. And then they had a carbon monoxide leak in the school's boiler room. So they had to switch the whole meeting to Zoom. I kind of think that's hilarious. Anyway, air quality is a problem in many of the schools. Bathrooms are in disrepair as well in many schools, and faulty elevators, and some schools have like very inconvenient egress, like at Wooten High School for students who might be in wheelchairs. Eastern Middle School's building is reported to have contaminated water in the water fountains, broken windows, constant roof leaks, and flooding and heat and air conditioning issues. Oh my God. Cold Spring Elementary School also has a leaking roof, faulty heating and air. The school also has an open layout, so there are not classroom walls, which parents feel is a safety issue in a world of school shootings. Never mind the fact that the open spaces are basically just terrible learning environments. We all learned this at my school in Connecticut in the 80s. It was like an experiment, and it wasn't a good one. All right, next up, the N-word. Yeah, guess what? Come on, you assholes. And I don't just mean the stupid kids who wrote it on the desk of a black student. The Wooten principal was placed on leave for his failure to report this. Here's how it unfolded. On a Monday, somebody wrote the N-word on the desk of a black student. The same day, that student reported the incident in writing to the teacher. Nothing happened. On Tuesday, the student's parent followed up in writing. Nothing happened. On Thursday, other students followed up also in writing. Still, nothing got sent to the entire school community until Friday. Teachers actually reported this was not the first time, nor the second time, probably not the last time, that racist things have happened at Wooten High School. Next up is new boundaries. With a new high school coming, Crown and Gaithersburg, the expansion of Damascus High School, and the reopening of Charles Woodward High School, the new superintendent, Thomas Taylor, announced that there's going to be a boundary study. They wisely hired an independent contractor to conduct the boundary study, but these never end well. People end up buying homes and making decisions to buy in certain areas, basically for the access that they feel they're going to have to a specific school. In some parts of the county, the difference between one school area and another zoning, that house across the street, might mean $100,000 difference in your home's value. I've seen this. It's wild. Next is poor communication. This is a common complaint. Poor communication and follow through from the school district. Transparency, often cited as a huge problem. Next up, keep your political opinions to yourself, people. This is like a little bit of an inside scoop here too. Teachers have been put on leave for comments that they have made about Israel-Palestine situation. So there's definitely a lot of drama going on at Montgomery County. I think that the new superintendent is hopefully going to get this reeled in and fixed, but people kind of thought that would happen with McKnight, and then look what happened to the last 2 years. The problem, of course, is that the kids suffer when these things happen. So choose your schools wisely. It's always really about who's in the actual school versus the administration, because the administration tends to just be like out of touch. We all know this. Everybody knows this. So you just want to end up really researching your schools, and hopefully we're going to have a better report card for Montgomery County schools in the coming months and this year.